Hey, welcome back to 2010's Cartoon Intros. Uh, we had a few good ones last time. We did have a few good ones last time. The Wander Over Yonder one was very good. Kick Butowski was good. Pen Zero was good. There were actually a few good ones. Fishhooks had a great theme song. There were actually a lot of really good ones last time, so... Well, this one's got DuckTales, so... If it's similar to the theme song from the classic DuckTales, then, at the very least, we'll have at least one absolute banger for this one. So, let's get started. Star Wars...
Welcome to Wix Harmony, where you and AI work together to build a unique brand.
Fuck your AI ship. The ad lasted literally longer than the intro. So right off with a quick one. I mean, you gotta appreciate brevity, right? You gotta appreciate brevity. Yeah, it did just seem to be a bit of a thing with Marvel, Star Wars, both owned by Disney. A lot of the Disney-owned cartoons that weren't necessarily classic Disney products just got very, very quick title screens, really. They got title screens. Good, that's good. Not keen on the art style, on the animation style. That's just personal taste. But it's a very fun intro. Conveys a sense of whimsy and adventure. And humor. Definitely a lot of humor in there. And it's a weirdly catchy theme song. That's a really good theme song. That was a really good intro. I can absolutely understand why people would enjoy that show. Yeah, you see that intro and it's like, man, I'm kind of interested now. I have heard pretty good things about that show. It does seem to have been a very well-received show. And, viewers, very dedicated audience. Sort of really stuck with it. Really resonated with them. And that intro, yeah, I can see why. Honestly, it's a really good intro that makes it look like a really good show. Fuck yeah. Obviously, updated variation. New singer and everything. But same basic theme song. Because why? Why change it? Yeah, by all means, update it for modern audiences and everything, modern show. Not that the old one needed updating either. It's a classic. They very well could have just used the classic theme, and it would have worked perfectly. But this one sort of gives a little bit more modern vibe to match the more modern vibe of the show itself. Which, again, I've heard very good things about this incarnation of DuckTales. Not, the cast wasn't making private jet money, despite what Larry King might have thought. It's one of the all-time great interview moments. Larry King was asking one of the guys from DuckTales, about sort of luxuries that he enjoys. I think you mentioned like nice coffee or socks. He likes a good pair of socks, and he's like, those aren't luxuries. And he's like, well, what are luxuries? It's like a private jet. Larry, I'm on DuckTales. Anyway, so yeah, like it's a modernized version of modern version of the show because it is not the 1980s anymore. Times have changed. Kids are different now. Kids are growing up in a very different world. So a new version of DuckTales that more accurately reflects, to some extent, the world that they are now growing up in. And, update the theme song appropriately as well. And it's a great rendition of it. It's a really good rendition of the theme song. And yeah, there was no need to write an entirely new theme song because that one is one of the all-time classic great cartoon theme songs. There's an entire generation out there who can recite it from memory. So yeah, and it's just nice that they used that same theme song, and the intro itself, it's another really fun, well done intro. Even aside from the theme song, you get the DuckTales vibe from it. So yeah, it's a great intro. You see a lot of people online complain about this kind of art style, in particular, like Cal Arts art style, they call it. A fair number of there are a fair number of cartoons that came out sort of around the same time, made by people who had attended Cal Arts, California Arts Academy, art school. A lot of people hated it, or not a lot, but there's a very, very vocal group of people on the internet who hated it. Beanmouth was sort of the big complaint, and admittedly, we have seen a lot of it. Here, Star versus Force of Evil had that same style. Thing is, like, there were a lot of cartoons in the 90s that had, similar aesthetics. You'd get just sort of how the entertainment industry works, frankly. You get fads. You get a show comes up and gets popular that has a certain art style, and a bunch of studios just like, hey, let's just catch a lot of, let's just put out a bunch more shows that look similar. It's really just angry old people complaining about the fact that cartoons are not made specifically for them anymore. Which, like, there are still cartoons being made for you, dude. Yeah. Oh no, this kid's cartoon doesn't appeal to me. Well, you are 40 years old. Maybe that's why this kid's cartoon doesn't appeal to you, is because you're 40 years old and you're looking for a cartoon that makes you feel the way you did when you were 10. But 30 years have passed for you, my dude. Anyway. Anyway, the intro's not actually that bad. It's a good intro. I like that intro. I don't think I'd have any interest in watching the show, but it was an effective intro. Very fun.
Pull back and go! The Paw Patrol pups race to the rescue in their new search and rescue vehicles. Lock in to save them. Rescue with Rubble, Marshall, Rocky, and the whole pup team. We did it! New Paw Patrol search and rescue vehicles available now.
I'm sorry, but ACAB also applies to Paw Patrol. Australian. You don't see a lot of Australian cartoons get worldwide popularity. Anyway, yeah, Bluey. Here's a big one. Also, it's a very cute intro. That is actually, like, that's a really cute intro. I like the dancing, the family dancing around is cute, and then just like naming them off. Yeah, that was a really cute intro. Also, they all dance way better than I. Really nice theme music. Real like medieval vibes, medieval fantasy vibes. Yeah. And, seems like a reasonably fun cartoon. I imagine anyone who likes amphibians would lose their friggin' mind at this shit. And a lot of kids do like amphibians. So...
Incoming dishes!
Doc!
Dawn Power Wash flies through 99% of grease and grime in half the time.
Yeah, it absorbs
blah.
grease 5 times faster. Even replaces multiple cleaning products.
Ooh, those suds got game.
Dawn Power Wash, the better grease getter.
And all these things popping up don't help. Ugly and looks kind of stupid, honestly. Like, the visual design is just ugly, and the basic concept looks really bland and generic and boring, and just, this does not look like a good show. This was not an intro that that grabbed attention. It looked like it was trying really hard. Not bad. Yeah, not bad. Kind of like that intro. I can definitely see kids enjoying that. Mix of horror and comedy. Kids do love that shit. Kids love scary shit. So, yeah.
Let's go Turbo!
Max Steel. Oh, that name is so... Wasn't Max Steel in the 2000s batch? Or am I wrong? But that name... That is such a cheesy-ass name.
I'm Max McGrath. Here's my buddy Steel. Yeah, he's an alien. I generate the power. Steel has the alien tech to control it. Together, we combine into awesome turbo modes. Take on the bad guys, save the world. You know, hero stuff. We are Max Steel.
Can't say that I'm particularly impressed. I mean, it's fine. It's, the intro is fine. It's, it explains the plot, the premise and everything, and, it's effective about that. It's just, that name. That is such a stupid name. Max Steel. It's the name you'd come up with as a parody.
The pack is back, goes chomping at his feet. Pack's our hero, Pack just can't be beat, yeah.
Ugly! Why? I don't understand why studios go with this art style. It's so ugly!
He's a chowing down machine. Yup, mongoons, and only one can stop him.
And this theme feels like it belongs in early 90s. The theme song sounds like it comes from the early 90s. Maybe mid, but probably early 90s. Oh, we're so attitude. This isn't your this isn't your daddy's Pac-Man. Now he's got attitude. He raps. Because rap is, edgy and controversial right now. A lot of people think rap is leading to the downfall of society, so we're gonna rap because we're cool and edgy like that. Word. That. The rap sounds like that. The theme song reminds me of that kind of shit. This is terrible.
The pack is back, goes chomping at his feet. Pack's our hero, and Pack just can't be beat. The pack is back.
This is the
Yeah, that was
10th day
terrible.
these fishes have been here. Are you gonna do
That
it?
was a
It's
terrible...
time to break up with your basic.
My only complaint about it is that it should be longer. Also, the theme song, it's jazzy, but it's sort of a scat form of jazz. Gives those sort of scat vibes. Scat jazz vibes. Which... not what I would have gone with. I would have gone with... upbeat jazz for sure, but... it's a little bit more conventional jazz style. But no, everyone knows the characters, so yeah, just show... hey, look at all these characters. Also, never watched the show, but again, it looks good. And I did react to Lola Bunny being utterly fucking demented on that show. And actually, one thing that I do appreciate about the show, again, just from clips I've seen, Bugs as a sane man, Daffy as a crazy man, Lola as a crazy woman, and I don't remember the Lady Duck's name as sort of sane woman, but they all have their quirks. The Duck woman also has a terrible temper, I think. And you know, so they all have they have their quirks. They're all allowed to be messy. And I like that Lola Bunny is just kinda awful. Just no sense. No boundaries, just utterly bonkers in the best and the funniest way. Because it's so rare to see that. If that show had been made 10 years earlier, Lola would have been, you know, cool chick. Yeah, the cool girl that everybody crushes on. Oh, she's the cool girl. Look how cool she is. She's calm and smart and doesn't take sass and gives out lots of sass. She would have been kind of dull, frankly. She would have been a lot less entertaining than going on an extended story about how she broke her leg that involved her trying to get it to the top of a building because she thought she saw a baby climbing top it, and then it turned out it was a bird, and she fell off the roof and broke her leg when she was at the hospital. When she slipped and fell at the hospital. Like, it's just, what? Or, even better, hey, there's a guy on the side of the road who looks just like you. I'm gonna hit him with my car. Like, what? Just the absolute over-the-top wildness of that Lola Bunny is so much more entertaining than cool girl Lola ever could have been. So I really appreciate that they made her just completely insane. Not a bad intro. Obviously, it's no Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Obviously, that is the all-time peak Scooby-Doo theme. But this one wasn't a bad intro. And yeah, I've seen clips of this show, and again, it looks pretty funny.
Eufy by Anchor Innovations, bringing the ultimate smart.
What is surprisingly, doesn't look as bad as a lot of it does. It does. It definitely looks like CG artwork, but it looks a lot better than a lot of CG artwork CG animation that we've seen. Except when it shows people. Again, pretty good intro, actually. Pretty good intro. Yeah, some excitement there. And don't think I didn't notice the token girl. That feels like it should have come out earlier. Theme song and the basic premise feels like it should have been early 2000s. Feels like it should have been like, you know, the same era as like Clone High and Undergrad. So like it honestly kind of feels like it should have been part of that era of cartoons somehow. It feels like a throwback to 10 years earlier than it did come out. But in a way that's like almost a throwback to... It feels like a cartoon that should have come out in the early 2000s and was kind of homaging the 80s. Because I feel like that was like sort of like... Or maybe homaging the 90s, because surfing was bigger in the 90s. So like it feels like a cartoon that should have come out in the early 2000s and was a bit of like commentary or parody of like 90s surfer culture. Like that's I'm absolutely overthinking this, but that is absolutely how it feels. That is what it should have been. Instead, it looks very sincere about, like, you know, surfing and chilling on the beach and shit, and, you know, summer adventures on the beach. But, I don't know. I actually like the seal being like, "You bastard, scaring me like that. How dare you dress up like a polar bear?" I actually kind of like the seal getting like really angry at that girl. That's actually a really cute joke. That is a very, very cute gag. I guess it's fine. I guess the intro, it's a good intro. You know, showing the various characters, hinting at a few of the relationships. You know, these two are friends. These two clearly don't like each other. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, so hinting a little bit at some of the relationships. Theme song sort of conveys the overall point. These are people who want to be famous. So it is a pretty good intro. I do think 2010s weirdly lacking, like from what I've read about it, like when Total Drama Island, when that intro came up in the 2000 patch, I did like look, like, does that show have any queer characters? And barely. Or like the franchise, like that Total Drama franchise, barely any queer characters. And I feel like for the 2010s, there should have been. Because that was an era where I feel like it was an era where reality TV kind of was starting to gay up a little bit. You know, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy came out of like, what, 90s? Late 90s? But there's like other reality TV shows, more mainstream reality TV shows. I feel like in the 2010s are trying to be a little more like, hey, look, we have gay people here. Because we're progressive now, because it's the 2010s. It's the 2010s, and currently, gay money is worth more than anti-gay money. So it just feels like if you're going to be parodying reality TV, and, I don't know. I just feel like they should have had more queer people, like prominent in like, you know, queer relationships and shit. A few more than a few more than, a little bit more than the wiki seems to, than Wikipedia seems
Get
to
coverage
explain.
coast to coast, plus roaming in over 120 destinations. That's one plan to beat them all.
But hey, I never watched the show. Maybe there was more than I thought. It's the same intro. In fact, like, it's essentially just the exact same intro. Alright, which also makes it a good... Jesus Christ, there's 3 more afterwards? Jesus Christ. They went way too much with the goddamn Total Drama. Alright, so we'll finish up with Total Drama intros next time. Went a little bit longer than I normally plan to, but I had random ass opinions about things. As I often do. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.